We now head to our final senior Rotax heat of the Winter Cup. It's race 16 of the meeting, senior Rotax, heat 6, groups B and C. Let's have a look at the starting grid. Elia Papacena will start on the front row and will be joined by Hungary's Zsombor Kovács. Zino Falka from Germany and Poland's David Altlechner will round out the top two rows. Jonny Mertz and Thomas Fleming from Germany and Great Britain are on row 3. Stefan Lemonor from France and Nevio Fischer from Germany round out the top 4 rows, with Jaden Thien and Kai Rillerts from the Netherlands and Belgium respectively completing the top 10. Behind them on row number 6 is Callum Bradshaw from Great Britain and Jules Roussel from France. Kieran Kay and Devian Rust from Great Britain and the Netherlands respectively on row number 7. Wilgot Edqvist from Sweden and Simon Gaspard from France will be on row 8. It's an all-Spanish row 9. Breya Vaielo Luque and Eloy Gonzalez Moreno, row 9. Miro Halika from Finland and Morris Schmeis from Germany, row number 10 and completing the top 20. Then rounding out the order, we have Finley Harrison, Jose Miguel Sanchez Gonzalez, Marceau Lecuy, and then we've also got Hugo Page, Mario Novak, Michal Bartosjuk, and Mats Johan Overhoff. Unfortunately, no Luca Colin Schultz once again. So another 10 minutes on the clock, plus an additional lap for these drivers. So from what was a cacophony of noise, has gone eerily silent in decibel consideration. However, that noise is going to pick up very, very shortly. Drivers slowing to a crawl. Papacena and Kovács on the front row. Into the tram lines we go. The revs build. The lights are out. They are off and racing, and everyone jaunts to the right-hand side immediately off of the start. And through they go, and this could be rather crucial. Papacena keeps her nose ahead, and Outletner fires it up and puts it through to second ahead of Thomas Fleming. Hillet's going 3 abreast. Oh, the 336 Nevio Fischer having a bit of a moment there, and you just have to say that some of these drivers are just absolutely flinging everything bar the kitchen sink. Stefan Lemonor being one of them, who's trying to chase down the 326 of Germany's Zino Falka. And at the moment, Altlechner looking for the lead. Up the inside of Papacena, and the pole gets it. And Thomas Fleming goes through as well, the 373 from Great Britain. Based out of Bishop Stortford. Oh, another one not too far from me, where I normally reside. Small world, isn't it? Anyway, I digress. 60 seconds in, and there is an absolute skirmish and a half at the sharp end of the field, and at the back end of that, Zsombor Kovács has just signalled to Elia Papacena saying, right, you're going to work with me or not? You get the nod, I bet you get the nod of the head, and then something else is completely thought in the driver's mind, and that's what they go with. And here comes Kai Rillerts up the inside, the 374, based out of Tremelo in Belgium. Ahead of Papacena, who started at the sharp end of the grid. Based out of Montano Lucino. And Rillet's first taste of senior Rotax competition was the Rotax Max Euro Golden Trophy at Karting Genk last year. Got a bit of a wake-up call. Now, here comes Callum Bradshaw up the inside of Jules Roussel. It was Jules Roussel, not Stefan Lemonor. My apologies there. I got my numbers and my names mixed up. But here we go. What I'm going to have to speak to Zomborkovic and say, what is this signalling you're doing? You're looking right back behind you, and you're like literally saying, come with me, and then all of a sudden, Felix just goes through. Right, I don't care. I'm going through. I'm going to be racing you guys. That's what I'm here to do. Unfortunately, Zino Falke is out. I'm seeing another kart coming into the pits. That's the 367. That is Stefan Lemuno, who looks to be out and has called it a day. So at the moment, Outlechner is looking pretty good for the top 30. Yeah, 365 based out of Vargord. And that is not, from what I remember, that is not definitely a Polish town name. But what a run from him at the moment. Zsombor Kovac still rounds out the top two, and it's Kai Rielers who's third with 6 3/4 minutes to go, plus an additional lap. It's getting a bit interesting between Callum Bradshaw and Elia Papacena. This is for position, this is for 5th on the road, and Bradshaw will want to get through as quickly and as expediently as possible. And there goes Bradshaw. Nice and cleanly done. And actually, the kart that I just saw coming into shot when Callum Bradshaw went up the inside of Elia Papacena, that is the 326 of Zino Falke's kart. Tony kart chassis, unfortunately. There, and you can see Zino just on Marshall Post 8. With the top 7 rounded out by Jules Roussel, running on the Sony kart chassis. Covered by less than 2 seconds. Callum Bradshaw now has got Thomas Fleming in the crosshairs, and oh well, he hadn't even got him in the crosshairs. He just basically blinked and shot past him. And then Fleming is trying to return the favour through the very next right-hander. Thinks better of it. So just under half the race left to run. Kai Rielers is keeping in close proximity to Zsombor Kovac. The Belgian closing in on the Hungarian. So 60% of the time has expired, 40% left to go, plus an additional lap. So we could probably have probably another 5 in, not including this one. So we're on lap 6 at the minute, so we'll have 5 laps to go. And still Outlechner continues to lead. Hasn't really looked back. Just kept plugging away. Callum Bradshaw's put in the fastest lap of anybody, 1 minute 3.042. Rielers just waiting, biding a little bit of time. Seeing if he can afford the opportunity of getting past Zsombor Kovac. With just under 3 minutes remaining, Rielers has got a choice to make. Do I want to get a good finish, Or do I want to go absolutely, you know, fly to the wall kind of situation, just go for it, see what happens? Well, the thing is that Helix has now got Callum Bradshaw closing in on his 6. Basically means his rear bumper thereof. And Helix goes through the corner. Bradshaw was less than just over 2/10 adrift. So just keep your eyes on when a flash of green and white goes past. Helix very, very shortly, but I would think that Helix would probably be very wise to that and run his own race. Just over 2 minutes to go. Bradshaw is within a couple of kart lengths of Helix and has gotten past him down through into the second from last corner. So Helix now drops to 4th place. 90 seconds plus 1 lap, and Altlechner still leads. Kovac still in 2nd. So unfortunately we've had 2 retirements. Sino Falca on the very first lap. Stefan Lemuno on the 2nd lap of the race, but everyone else has completed all 8 racing laps so far. We're on to lap number 9. So we'll have this plus 2 more to go. So the top 4 still looking as close as they ever have been, looking at 3 behind, which is, you'll have the likes of Thomas Fleming, who is leading that train. You've got Elia Papacina and then Jules Roussel running at the top 7. But it has been David Altlechner that has controlled proceedings in this race. And if they come down the hill, the timer strikes 0. 1 more lap to go after this. We're on the penultimate lap out of 11 for this race. Altlechner, I'm sure Arcadius' dad is going to be absolutely smiling like the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland, but we still have 1 more lap to go. The nerves will kick in, the adrenaline will be spiking out of the final corner. 1 more lap remains. Altlechner still leads, but it's by just under 2/10. Kovac waiting. Bradshaw and Helix are still pretty much with them. The top 4 covered by 0.8 of a second. Jules Roussel has got past Elia Papacina for 6th position. As over the crest for the final time, Altlechner leads them down the hill. Hard on the brakes. Turn, rotate the cart, let it drift out wide as much as you can without exacerbating the excess of track limits. Through into the sweeping left-hand hairpin, into the double right. 1 more back, 1 more straightaway, and then it's 3 more corners. Bradshaw is closing on Kovac, and Kovac goes defensive. And Helix is waiting there as well to pounce, but Altlechner will take the victory. Who's going to take 2nd? It's Kovac. And with a combined amount of margins between Zsombor Kovac, Callum Bradshaw and Kai Helix, 0.133 of a second between the trio. They were literally unseparated. They were joined at the side pod, or the sidewall, if you will. But David Altlechner caps off the day in style, taking a well-deserved victory. after 11 laps of racing, winning by just under 0.8 of a second from Zsombor Kovács, Callum Bradshaw and Kai Gielert. Thomas Fleming rounds out the top 5 ahead of Jules Roussel, who pipped Elia Papacena to 6th on the last couple of laps of the race. Eloy González Moreno and Varay Vallelo Luque are the 2 Spaniards that have made it into the top 10 ahead of Sweden's Vilgot Edqvist. Jaden Thien and Simon Gaspard round out the top 12 ahead of Devian Rost. Kieran Kay, Jose Miguel Sanchez Gonzalez, Mario Novak, Nevio Fischer, Marcelo Cui, Hugo Page, Joni Martz, Maurice Schmeis, Mats Johan Overhoff, Michal Bartoszuk, Miro Halika and Finley Harrison completing the 25 that finished all 11 laps of racing. Stefan Lemonor retired on lap 2, with Sino Falke out on the very first lap.